YouTube is screwing over one of the best and one of my favorite Star Wars content creators, so I want to talk about it today. I want to explain what's happening to my friend Battlefront Updates, how he's being messed around by YouTube. Before that, though, I think it's important that I give some backstory. If you want to skip that, I'll put a timestamp on screen right now. Just scroll to that point. So for me, this journey starts back in 2017, the year I started my YouTube channel, when I, alongside pretty much every major Star Wars YouTuber at the time, was invited to test and review Star Wars Battlefront 2. There, I started a friendship with Elliot, the wonderful guy behind the Battlefront Updates channel. This guy was one of the OG Star Wars YouTubers. His account was especially popular during the peaks of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, but even when I met him in 2017, he had been doing YouTube for some time. He already had 100,000 subscribers, and to be honest, I really looked up to him. At the time, he had already been uploading for like 4 years, 2013, I believe. Anyway, there's sort of this idea that all YouTubers are ultra competitive, and when one YouTuber succeeds, the other doesn't. Honestly, in the 5 years I've been doing this, I haven't found that to be the case generally. I remember I met every single Star Wars YouTuber, pretty much anyway, at that event, and I came away liking all of them, but especially Elliot. He was very, very driven. He was pretty much always learning new things and on the cutting edge of how to do streaming or videos or whatever, and he shared it all with me. In fact, looking back at my DMs, it was actually him that got me in the Game Changer program in the first place, and now I'm kind of wondering whether it was the first event or maybe the subsequent where I met him in person the first time. Either way, every time EA had a big event in LA, we would always hang out a ton, go to our favorite sushi bowl restaurant, just a great time. Anyway, and I don't think this is any real secret, Elliott's main channel has been definitely going through a bit of a rough patch now that Star Wars Battlefront 2 is no longer being supported, and now that Star Wars games in general have almost completely dropped the ball. I have full confidence that when Star Wars games start being released again, that Elliot will return to his position as one of the top Star Wars YouTubers. However, he did something incredibly smart and started what I'm going to call throughout this video Eclipse Channel. The idea of Eclipse Channel is that you make short content that's very attractive, that can sort of get information out quickly, and with Elliott's, they're definitely high quality as well. The thing about Eclipse Channel is that if you do it right, you can find a lot of success. And I was on one of Elliott's live streams when he explained the idea to me. I went off to start my own Clips channel, Eclipse. That right now is extremely successful for me and makes me more money than my main channel, and has sort of also got me to launch a bunch of spin-offs. I wouldn't have been able to do that without him and without other YouTubers who guided me along the way. But this guy, knowing that he would be adding another competitor to the mix, another shorts channel, sort of vying for views, fully told me how to do it. And I thus owe a lot of success to him. Anyway, a few weeks ago, he posted on Twitter about the fact that YouTube had silently killed his Clips channel. Again, right now for him, his Clips channel was essentially his main moneymaker. It was the thing that was allowing him to stay on YouTube. Now, I want to preface the following by saying that no one deserves a YouTube career. YouTube isn't owed to everyone. YouTube shouldn't guarantee success. And in fact, in talking with Elliot, he's not mad about the fact that his main channel is sort of hibernating right now. In fact, he said, I'm aware that my main channel is, in his words, fairly dead, as it's reliant on Star Wars games and there's a natural decline. He doesn't blame YouTube for that. However, what's also happened is that YouTube has basically completely terminated any potential growth or success on his Clips channel. I'll read what he wrote to me in his own words. By the way, he didn't ask me to do this video. I kind of am probably surprising him with this. But he says, during spring, I started doing clips on my second channel. Obviously, Lego Star Wars and Kenobi were big boons for all of us. But even in down periods, it was a pretty stable, pretty good thing. YouTube likes to recommend short clips to people if they get what's known as a high click-through rate. Click-through rate, which I may call CTR throughout this video, is how often someone clicks a thumbnail when it's put in front of you. So if 10 people see your video on their home feed and one person clicks, that video has a 10% CTR, which is actually still pretty good. Anyway, if a lot of people watch your video, YouTube will show it to more people. That's how it gets on your homepage, and that's also why subscribing really isn't that important. If you want to help a YouTuber out, click all of their videos even if you're not that interested. But anyway, at one point, YouTube just decided to stop putting his videos in recommended. They decided to stop showing his videos pretty much entirely. This is what's sometimes known as shadow banning. This graph here pretty much shows it all. You can see that originally 95% of his watch time was from non-subscribers. That means that YouTube was actively recommending his content to people. However, after this weird switch was flicked, his watch time went to 96% subscribers, meaning that essentially no one, that could be a rounding error pretty much, was getting his video. Now, these stats will obviously fluctuate. Sometimes your channel will be less popular or another one will overtake it, people will click less, and your views from non-subscribers will go down. But to see it go from 95 to 4% indicates that YouTube has done something to silence his channel and realistically to remove the possibility of him making any money. YouTube channels can't survive off their own subscriber base. Not that many subscribers watch videos. And keep in mind, he's not gaining subscriber watch time here. The number is just becoming proportionally higher because he's lost all outside viewership. This is the crucial part. The before stats are that of a healthy channel. The after stats are one of a channel that's clearly been meddled with somehow. If I look at my Eclipse channel, which is very healthy right now, my watch time from subscribers is 92.9%. Elliot says, and I quote, "Since the second channel has been my main drive of income and where I spent most of my effort the last 6 months, it's devastating to see it disappear from one night to another when you can so obviously see that some type of switch was flicked over one night as compared to like a gradual decline due to less interest, which is completely natural. Hey, sometimes channels die. Not everyone can be a YouTuber. Not everyone can be a YouTuber forever. He's not saying that he deserves to be the top dog or to even make money. What he's saying is that something has happened that is just wrong." He also sent me another graph, and you can see how views have just totally flatlined. You can't survive on YouTube off 10,000 views a day, especially for short clips views, which pay substantially less than long form. It's just not possible. And if he were doing all that he could and YouTube were treating him fairly and he still couldn't find success, hey, you tried, it didn't work, that's okay. But Elliott's been working his ass off. He makes good content. He really helped pioneer this whole clips genre, and YouTube has struck out against his channel for no reason whatsoever. On Twitter, he said, "Man, YouTube's algorithm is really pissing me off. My clips channel, which I've put the majority of my time into the last 6 months, just lost 95% of its viewers over one night, and I have no clue why. The content hasn't changed, and the click-through rate and watch time is actually better than previously, so it has nothing to do with the actual content, but purely with YouTube, who decided to stop showing my videos to people. Makes it impossible to do this full time when you can't rely on anything and it can go away from one day to the other." He said, "This killed my motivation to do anything with YouTube. Putting up videos I know would have gotten 10 times more views 2 weeks ago. Now they're barely getting anything." So what are the options? Well, Elliott's told me that he did get a YouTube rep and he talked to his manager, but they essentially said, "Hey, there's nothing we can really do." It wasn't my correspondent, so I'll leave it up to him to share exactly what they said, but I'll tell you that it was infuriating and essentially they're no help whatsoever. What can be done? Well, for one, go subscribe to Elliott's channel, Battlefront Updates, and his Eclipse channel. Go follow him on Twitter so you can amplify the message. I'm also going to be tweeting this video out. I'll be tagging all the YouTube people I know. I'm going to link to that tweet down in the description and in a pinned tweet. If you have Twitter, you can help me out by retweeting there. If you wish, no pressure. I'll also include all of his other relevant links in the description, and I promise if we can get this sorted in a meaningful way, I will do an update video. This is a good cause, guys. Elliott's a great guy. He's one of the OGs making good content. Consider helping out in this case. But that's all for now. Until next time, be safe, have a good one, and may the force be with you.